Alright, time to take the Element RC from a chassis servo mount to a servo on axle. I bought the Artful Dodgers servo on axle conversion, and in this video it's just going to be how to do it. So we're going to go from axle on chassis to down here on the axle. In the kit it came with a little plate, a larger plate, hardware, a couple stickers. We're going to see how this works out. Alright, so first thing I did obviously was remove the tires, slid the bumper out, took off the two steering links, the panhard and the servo link, and then I came over and I took the upper link out. Now I have the Club 5 high clearance links on this, and it's a 7-link set, and one of them on the top. Well, now when you go to steering on axle, you need to have a 4-link front end. Well, I only have one of these bent upper links. Now the stock links that I took off when I put the high clearance on had a single front as well. And what I'm going to do is use the mix matched links, because it's the only links I got. They are the same length, eyelet to eyelet. Alright, just one is straight, one is bent, one's a little thinner. Again, I don't think it matters. One's just got the high clearance, one doesn't. And when you push on the suspension, the lower high clearance links never came into contact with the upper by a long shot. So I'm thinking the straight one will work just fine. I don't know if I'm going to take the axle off to put this plate on from Artful Dodgers or not. Yeah, I'm going to see how hard it is to do this, and I'm not sure if I have to remove the servo tray, because when the suspension compresses, your servo's here now and it's going to come up and it's probably going to hit that. I'm not worried about getting rid of it. As far as torque twist, you're still going to have the bumper, and I'm still going to keep this cross member up here, which is something that was given, or I bought. It says Enduro.com is where I got this. It was like a stiffener, and I think that came with the shock mounts. And the reason I bought that was this is a metal panhard, where the stock Element panhard was plastic, and it would actually bend in and out. So that helped the steering when it was steering on chassis. But now that I'm going steering on axle, I don't need that anymore. So I'm hoping I can get rid of this part here without losing the whole shock tower. We're gonna see. So catch you in a few. Yep, as you can see, I basically tore the whole front end off. So I eliminated the servo tray, which is servo slash winch mounting bracket that went up front. Here is my shock towers. It's Enduro is who made this. It's aluminum, and the one side had the panhard mount, which was metal, and it would go on the side, and I was able to take it off, so now it won't be in the way, and I can still use these shock towers. Everything's going to be great. Okay, now in doing so, the servo is now out and just here. All right, I got the Holmes Hobby BLS SHV 500 low profile brushless 16 volt servo. We'll see how that works. But also, with all that off, I can get down in there now and attach my links by the skid plate for the 2 upper links, making this a 4 link now. And right here on the axle, right above the pumpkin, is where those brackets go from Artful Dodgers. And when you get them, it comes with all this hardware. And as you see, there's bolts and nuts and washers and the 2 plates. And I'm assuming that the back little plate is so when you tighten it, that the axle housing's plastic, right? And when you tighten it, it could crack the plastic, or it's not going to tighten up on it, or it will tighten up on it and then it could back out or become loose. But with the 2 metal plates, one on each side, it should tighten up and stay tight. So yeah, this is turning into a major project, but I'm excited and we'll see how this turns out. So back at it. All right, well, I got everything on. I tested it, drove it around. Obviously had to adjust my endpoints a little bit for my steering after relocating the servo. I really like it though, and it really brought the servo to life on this particular truck. Again, it's the Holmes Hobby SHVS 500 low profile servo. I had some issues. The Husky high clearance links that I bought was obviously 4 links in the rear, 3 links in the front, and then all the steering links. And when you do servo and axle, the 3 link front turns into a 4 link front. Well, all I had was the original link, and I tried to put that on next to the upper high clearance link, and it wouldn't work because the high clearance link would bump into the upper link on this side when you would lift up the steering. So I wound up just taking off the lower high clearance links, which sucks, but it's the only way to make it work. Now, what are my options? I could order another set of high clearance links just for that upper link, and then I can run, you know, all 4 in the front. I don't know if that's worth it. I mean, I could make a link. But anyways, that's what I did to get it to work. I wish they sold a conversion with everything you need, right? So I got the bracket that goes on the axle from where did I get it from? I got it from Artful Dodgers, and they're out of Poland. Not Poland, Ohio, Poland, the country. It was like $24 with shipping. I expected to probably be like 3-4 weeks to get it. It actually came under 2 weeks. The plate was super nice. You got your front plate, and then behind that because the axles are plastic. Behind that front plate that goes on the other side of the axle is another plate that's smaller, so when you bolt it down, it's not, you know, it's not torquing on the plastic as much. It's sandwiching the plastic. I had no issues with that. It was phenomenal fit. Everything went together right. But that's just to mount it, right? So this steering bar right here, I had to order, let's see if you can see that, the Element Enduro SE SOA steering links, which gives you another behind the axle long link, and it gives you this link. No ends, no balls. I just took the ends and the balls off the other one and put it on, and it gives you this distance from the servo to your outer hub there, and it, you know, it worked out well. And that was like, I don't know, I think under 20 bucks. I got that from Amazon, I believe, or A-Main, one of the two. But I wish there was a setup where you just order and it gives you the link, it gives you the extra upper link based on what truck you're running, but it doesn't. So, you know, all in all, it's like, if you want to do this, you need to get a plate, whether it's from Artful Dodgers or the SOA or you know, the SOAR, I mean, that you see on Amazon. You need a plate, you need a link, and you need to figure out a third upper link to make it a 4-link front end. So either buy a whole nother set of links to get that extra link, make a link, do what I did, which kind of sucks, and remove your high clearance links on the bottom and have one high clearance link on this side and a normal link on that side and the two old normal links on the bottom, which is what I eventually did. I don't like it. I want to get the high clearance back on the bottom, so I'm going to have to figure something out. Element sells a, or actually Husky, which I believe is Club 5, they sell an 8-link set. So minus all the steering links, but you get 4 front, 4 rear. But that's like 40 bucks. Man, that's a lot of money for one link. So I may have to get creative and make one. Not sure. The only thing I have to do left now is put my bumper back on, and I'm good to go. Now, some things I noticed is the battery tray. The old battery tray that has a spot for the servo and a winch. I was able to leave it in. When I compress my shocks all the way up, it doesn't hit. Now, that may not work for everybody. I have Desert Lizards. They're 90 millimeter shocks. Okay, if you have 110 millimeter shocks, maybe this will travel up more. Okay, when it's fully compressed, and it may hit. I don't know. Okay, if I can go angle, it doesn't matter. It works out fine. What else? So yeah, I mean, it worked out. Really happy with it, and I can't wait to get out and do some meaningful crawling instead of just the stuff in my basement with like 2x4s and whatever else I can find down here. It's winter time and there's snow and it's cold, and I don't really like getting this truck wet, so it's gonna be a little while before I can completely test this out. So that is the servo and axle transition for the Element Enduro Sendero HD that I have. Just kind of like a quick little recap. You gotta take the bumper off, you gotta undo the servo, obviously. You gotta take your link off here, you gotta take the panhard link off, you gotta take the panhard arm off. If you have a panhard arm coming down like I did with these shock mounts, it's almost easier to just remove the shocks on the bottom to let the axle hang down, and you can put the plate on easier, because there are nuts on the back of these bolts that are, one, they're close together. To get a wrench on them is a pain, especially with everything behind it and all this stuff up here to come down with a tool. Once you get that set, get your servo on, then start working backwards, get everything back on, turn the truck on so the servo zeroes out to wherever home position is. Put together your link. Make sure you have the right ends depending on the offset of how far this is out in relation to that. You got one pointing this way, one pointing up and down. Just go from there. I mean, like I said, I had to adjust my endpoints on my controller, but it's pretty sweet, and it is definitely stronger. It's a heck of a lot faster. You know, I'll ride this up against a 2x4 and start zipping on the control wheel, and it'll actually like push the truck off. I mean, it's nice. There's just so much twisting of whatever when you have the chassis mount. This is just so much more stronger and rigid. So hopefully this helps anyone else that wants to do a steering on servo. You know, again, I got the Artful Dodgers, I got the Element Blink, and then everything else I just had to, you know, figure out. There is not one kit or thing you can buy that gives you everything you need, unfortunately. At least not one that I could find. Wish there was, but I like tinkering on this, so it wasn't the end of the world, but it kind of was a pain. And again, I had to lose my high clearance links in order to make it work with what I have on hand. So definitely going to be doing something to mend that problem. All right, anyways, leave a comment if you have any questions, and hopefully I didn't forget anything. And that's it. That's how I did it, and it is awesome.